Opening my third eye cost me my career in Hollywood, but I'd do it all over again. If I showed you what I've already seen people do when the pineal gland is activated, you would understand why Hollywood tried to silence me. When this inner eye opens, a human being gains access to things most people believe are science fiction. Clairvoyance, telekinesis, manifestation through the power of the mind. And I know it sounds crazy, I know, but this isn't a movie. The CIA has been using this for decades. I saw things I should never have seen, I was in places I should never have been, and for 17 years I stayed silent. Parties at the Rothschild mansions in Waddesdon, solstice meetings with the Rockefellers at Bohemian Grove. I saw with my own eyes how 13 families control 8 billion people. Banks, media, governments, everything. And do you know what the objective is? Just one, to keep everyone blind, weak, and obedient. That's how they've stayed at the top for 300 years. And to make sure no one could activate this eye naturally. In 1958, the Rockefellers approved the Food Additives Amendment. They gave companies permission to put additives in the food of every American, saying it was to preserve food. But it was never about preservation. It was about calcifying the pineal gland of the entire population. They don't want superhumans. They don't want people with real abilities. They want us dumb, distracted, trapped inside the system they created. And let me ask you something. Do you really believe these people would still be in power if our pineal glands were functioning at 100%? Of course not. It's obvious. In 1954, the CIA received a mission from the Rockefeller family, find out whether a human being could develop spiritual abilities. And almost no one knows this, but 1 year later, in 1955, a silent race began. Germany, England, the United States, everyone chasing the same goal, activate the third eye and create real super soldiers. And it was a CIA agent who found the technique and delivered it to the most powerful family in the world. The mission was a silent success. And since then, they've kept it secret. Today, only 3% of Americans have their third eye activated. I shouldn't be saying this here, but there is a private video circulating online that only a few people can see, where a former CIA agent explains exactly how anyone can activate the pineal gland and open the third eye in 3 minutes.
You have to let it all go. I'm trying to find. It's time to free your mind.
What's your favorite planet and why?
That would have to be Jupiter, you know, because it's got that big eye in the middle of it. It feels like it's staring right at you. If we invite Jupiter to block the Pluto and circumvent some of the energy coming from Saturn, eventually we might get this right!
Breaking news, they turned the CERN particle collider off for maintenance, apparently for 4 years. And people are reporting that they can actually sleep at night now, that they don't have headaches, and that time is going slower, as opposed to before they turned this thing off. People were saying time was going very fast, which I...
The film you're about to see has no characters, it has no people. It is a film to describe to you and explain visually the effect of cymatic frequencies on texture, structure, water, oil. If you spare a little of your imagination as you watch this film as it runs, you will see many things that answer many questions. You will see living forms, living amoeba, almost animal-like creatures. You will see continents being formed, the Earth itself coming into existence, explosions, eruptions, atomic explosions, and bombs. You can see all this and watch it before your eyes. Everything owes its existence solely and completely to sound. Sound is the factor which holds it together. Sound is the basis of form and shape. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Into the great voids of space came a sound, and the matter took shape.
I just hope that this video can maybe explain it. Okay, so I have these two mirrors in my room. As you can see, they're pretty normal looking mirrors. But I was cleaning and I had them kind of set up like this. And I noticed something really weird. Just watch. See, when you look through the mirror into the other one, it becomes like a window. And there's this huge warehouse grocery store or something down there. But wait, it gets even crazier. Watch this. Okay, now for the moment of truth. 3, 2, 1.
But Jesus painted a picture so terrifying that even hardened religious leaders trembled when they heard it. In fact, there is a reason Jesus talked about hell more than heaven in the Gospels. He saw something so catastrophic, so eternally devastating, that he couldn't stop warning people about it. Every single day, approximately 150,000 people die worldwide, and according to Jesus' own statistics, the majority are heading to a place of unimaginable torment. But here's what's truly disturbing. Many of these people heading to hell are also those who once sat in church. They listened to the gospel and even heard about Jesus, but had no personal relationship with him to the standard he wanted. Today, you're going to hear exactly what the Son of God said about hell, and it's going to leave you speechless. From the moment someone takes their final breath and their soul separates from their body, if they haven't accepted Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, they immediately find themselves in a place that is so terrible that no words can describe. In Luke chapter 16, verses 19 to 31, Jesus tells the story of the rich man and Lazarus. This isn't a parable. Jesus uses actual names and describes real events. When the rich man dies, he immediately finds himself in hell, and the first thing he experiences is torment in flames. But notice what he says, "I am tormented in this flame." The Greek word Jesus uses here is basanizo, which means to torture, to vex with grievous pains, to torment.
Want to see something interesting? Do you know that the prince and princess, they live in the United States now? Yep, they moved to Megan's native California. Well, you know what's in California? La La Land, Los Angeles, City of Angels. And well, what do they do in LA, La La Land, City of Angels? Well, they make movies, right? Well, I found this one interesting. It simply DM'd me and asked me to use my facial recognition skills and said, "Tyler, do you recognize Haley Lou Richardson?" And I looked and I looked and I smiled and I said, "I sure do." They said, "I can't help but think she looks like someone else." And I said, "I agree." And while you might not see it like I do, trust me, you will. Oh, and Haley Lou, she was in a movie recently called Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, and her character was described as a princess. a princess, but you might just think this is ridiculous, so why don't we take a closer look? To me, I always see it in the eyes, but for you, you might see it more in the nose. Because minus the freckles, the noses are exact. Longer here, like it's longer here. Shorter there, like it's shorter there. And when you do the side by side, it's a perfect fit. The eyes flow over perfectly, the nose, the eyebrows, the pursed lips. You just change the hair color a little bit. But those faces are perfectly symmetrical, and those noses are identical. But I know what most of you probably need. Well, Meghan Markle, MM, which is 3 by the way, she's got this mole right here, and well, looks like in that same spot. Can you see it right there? Like maybe something's been removed. And when you go on the other side, well, again, same spot, and now we even have a little X marks the spot, because you know what removing a mole does sometimes? Why don't I show you? Having a mole removed from the face can leave a noticeable scar, including an X, and well, that would be pretty noticeable, so you gotta get rid of it. X marks the spot. Oh, and sure, Prince Harry isn't Sam darn old, like he's real darn old, who just won the Super Bowl. Entertainment only. I'm a satire account. I don't really care about helping humanity see through the lies we've all been told by these deceivers for a millennia. Entertainment only.
If you want to be turning there with me, please. If you look closely this evening, you can see on the horizon the world that Jesus Christ described that would be characterizing the end of days. If you look closely on the horizon, you can see the description of the world that Jesus gave of what it would look like at the end. You can see that today. Now, I'm not saying it's right here in front of us, but you can see it out there, all of the elements on the horizon. And in Luke 21, remember Christ's sermon he preached on the end is called the Olivet Discourse. Olivet means on the Mount of Olives. Discourse means he was teaching his disciples. And it appears in the Synoptic Gospels only. John leaves it out. Remember, the Synoptics are Matthew, Mark, and Luke. They see the same scenes from 3 different angles. John sees a whole different scene, covers much different material. And what's amazing is he leaves out all that eschatological, future stuff and writes a whole book about it. I think that's neat. He leaves it out of the gospel and writes a 22-chapter book about it. But the synoptics have the same message in 3 different areas. Matthew 24, Mark 13, and right here where we are, Luke 21. Looking at the same section of Christ's ministry, but from 3 different angles. And when we get to verse 28, what we find is Jesus Christ describing what the world will be like during the tribulation's horrors. But Jesus, in Luke 21, now remember the 3 of them don't exactly say all the same words. They all describe the same events, but it's almost like people standing on 3 different corners describing a car accident. One would see this car with the other one behind it, the other would see the opposite, and the other one would just see the fire truck. That's how the synoptics are. They're talking about the very same thing under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, so it's absolutely flawless, but we get it in a, not stereo, but triphonic, 3 different views of the same thing. And what
immediately find themselves in a place that is so terrible that no words can describe. In Luke chapter 16, verses 19 to 31, Jesus tells the story of the rich man and Lazarus. This isn't a parable. Jesus uses actual names and describes real events. When the rich man dies, he immediately finds himself in hell, and the first thing he experiences is torment in flames. But notice what he says, "I am tormented in this flame." The Greek word Jesus uses here is basanizo, which means to torture, to vex with grievous pains, to torment.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
That could be what the Bible prophecy means that says, in those days, men will seek death and not find it, because the machine AI will not let them die.
You believe the Earth is flat and there's a dome over it?
Yes.
Can you prove this?
Absolutely. Think about this. Why did almost every ancient civilization describe a flat Earth under a dome, or what they called the firmament? Egyptians, Hebrews, and even secret societies like the Freemasons show the same thing in their symbols. Look at the Bible. Genesis says, God made the firmament and divided the waters above from the waters below. Now, here's the wild part. If you zoom in on stars with a powerful camera, like a Nikon P900, they don't look like distant balls of fire. They shimmer, like they're underwater. Does that sound like outer space to you, or water above the dome? And let's talk about the North Star. If we were spinning and flying through space at crazy speeds, the stars should be moving randomly, but they don't. They rotate in perfect circles around the North Star, as if everything out there is turning while we stay still. Now, why would they hide this from us? It's simple. Control. If you knew the truth, that Earth is flat and surrounded by a dome, you'd start questioning everything. The elites want us believing in endless space to keep us chasing distractions. It's easier to control people when they don't know their place in the world. The truth? It's been right there in ancient texts and symbols all along. They've hidden it in plain sight, and we've just been too busy to notice.